I can, if you want, to just quickly take you through the steps. It takes like less
Yeah,
than
please do so. Please, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I
the
didn't want to
empowered.
ask.
Good, fantastic. So the empowered is the acronym for the method. The E is the first E is exit, and you just say, excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom, if in public. So obviously, while practicing this method, you might actually just be in the living room and you need to go to the living room, right? But if you can kind of like start by saying, I am going to the loo now, you know, just make it, see if you can put a little step in there. Absolutely. And then you actually walk to it. So M stands for move. And you move away from the situation, and you move your breath from your chest into your belly. That's M. The next one is P, which is pivot. We pivot our mind from thoughts that are not helpful to a mantra, a simple mantra, which can be, like in English, it would be I am on the inhalation and relaxed on the exhalation. It might only be 3 mantras in there when you practice, but in the beginning, to learn a new habit, you might need to go through a few rooms before you go to the toilet to then kind of like practice a mantra. And that kind of like, you become the master of your mind again. You put the reins back. So that's P. The next one is O, and that's when you're in the cubicle or in your toilet and you sit down. You do not even need to have any kind of movements on any department. You can actually just do it. And that's what I do. I take people through what I call a dry run. Yeah? So it's just a safe space. If you think of the toilet as a safe space.
Yeah, absolutely.
If nature calls, just sit on the loo, right?
So good. Yeah.
And O stands for on-off. And it's progressive relaxation. When you learn, it's squeezing your feet, holding your breath, relax on the exhalation. Then you know, so it's kind of like you're going up your body. When you've done that a few times, it might just be one squeeze and one relaxation because you've mastered it. You got that muscle. So it doesn't take any extra time. And it's just releasing, because when we have tension, we clench our jaw and our face is all twisted and we're just tight. So we just tighten more and hold our breath. And that's well researched, that when people have anxiety, we always tell them, just relax or breathe deeply. If you've ever had anxiety, you know that's not possible, yet people still do it. So this is the opposite. You hold your breath, which is completely normal when you're in anxiety. So if you couldn't move your breath into your belly, you might have failed at the second move. Do not worry. So it's fine. If your breath doesn't go in your belly, just keep going, right? So, and by that holding the breath and holding the tension, if you do that long enough, your body responds with what?
You tell me.
So what happens when, let's just hold our breath and squeeze our body, shall we? So squeeze all of your body and hold your breath and see what happens.
And let go.
The response is that you take a deep breath. So you don't need to milk it as far. You can just hold it a little. But I find that if you're close to an anxiety attack, it works really well over exaggerating that particular step. The on-off. Right? So in the book, you will be talked to all of them in more depth. And that's really important if you take someone through a dry run, for you to actually know it. Right? Cool. So that's O. Then the next one is a W, and that's a visualization. So you have all these gremlins in your head playing hover, pulling on strings. It's like, oh, no, I don't like those thoughts. Imagine that those thoughts go over your head and down your back, down to the pan, down to the toilet, where
Yeah.
your physical movements would go as
Yeah.
well. And you just let it, just imagine it just flowing down your back, like a brown mess out of your brain. Give it, you don't need to give it a smell, but give it a color, give it a consistency,
Yeah. Yeah.
and give it a feeling of it actually running down
Mm.
your back. Okay, so that is the W, way out. So getting the way out, down the way.
Yeah.
Then the second E is envision. So you've just cleared some space,
Yeah.
and a lot of things, and you will know that being a hypnotherapist, when you let go of things, unless you fill it with something good, what happens?
There's a void.
And what happens with the void in nature?
Yeah. What happens? You tell.
Nature will fill it, and it will fill it with what's comfortable, even though you think this is not comfortable, because it's familiar, it's comfortable. So it will extract the brownness out of the toilet and bring it right back into your head
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
So that we
Yeah.
don't do that, we have this lovely space, even if it's just a little space, and we fill it with something good by tuning, envisioning our happy place. And it can be memories from holidays or future ambitions. It just needs to feel safe.
Be a fantasy, right?
Fantasy, complete fantasy. So if you're happy in a cave, go in a cave. There's nothing wrong with that. If that feels safe and happy to you, I'm more like the field and sunshine, maybe a bit of sea on the side, but it does not need to create that feeling in anyone but you. Your happy place, right? So, and you just like try to get all your senses into that and just spend a little moment. The more you know your happy place, the easier you can get there. So we'll, again, after time, it won't take much longer than a normal toilet run. So that was envision. The next one is R in empowered, and that's release. So you finish your business, whatever business you did.
Yeah, whatever business it is.
And then the next thing we do is we flush, right?
Yep.
And that flushing, you can hear. I want you to close your eyes and just imagine all the stuff that you just deposited in there to just flush away. It's the past, it's flushed away. Okay? Then the next organic thing to do is wash your hands. And you wash your hands, you smell the soap. You do it just a little bit closer to just feel your body again. Embody yourself. If that is not enough, you can also stroke over your arms. Give yourself a self hug. Just feel yourself back into your body, and also give yourself kind of like credit that you've just done it. You've just done the empowered butterfly method.
That's brilliant.
You're in a very different place by then.
And I think cold water as well is really good.
That's it. You can also splash it into your face. Like there's always in the book, there are all these extra options, but the minimum is just washing your hands.
That's brilliant.
And then the last one is D, and that is do the new. You can't walk out there the same, doing the same thing. It would be absolutely useless. So it's an invitation to look into the mirror and just go, here, I've done that. I can do something else. What can I do which either gets me closer to my happy place feeling, or more grounded, or how can I respond differently when I come back, knowing that time has lapsed on the outside. You will not go to the same situation. Your whole energy has changed. The person that might have just yelled at you might have come to their senses and might be ready to apologize. They had a moment to cool off, right? So it's really, maybe it's just going and get yourself a cold drink of water. Maybe it's just stepping out of the house and just taking 3 deep breaths. Maybe it's calling a friend. Maybe it's realizing that you haven't had anything to eat yet. So just be aware of what you can do, which you wouldn't have done before.
Maybe you're tired, physically tired.
Yeah. Or maybe you need to, so if you're still standing there looking through the mirror and your mind is blank and it feels like nothing has happened and you still feel like not quite right, the one thing you can do is ask for help.
Hmm.
So if it doesn't work, ask for help.
Yeah.
And it's our job as society to create more aware environments so that when
Hmm.
actually someone asks for help,
Mhm.
they're taken seriously.
Yeah.